put some fuel on board. %. Is probably fine considering we got here with 12% fuel. Let's feed from the right hand side. We haven't turned the avionics on yet, but we're going to start the engines. There we go. Probably not going to work because I've turned the mixture on. Let's do that again. Now the engines start, we can turn on the avionics. Alt 2, apply to heat, nav, and landing lights. Press right key to continue. Okay.
Ryanair 526, descending flight level 95, level off at Romeo Tango Tango November Bravo.
Ryanair 526, Wien, radar, good evening. Descent 9,500 feet, QNH 1026. Expect localizer DME east approach.
Descent flight level 995 or 9,500 feet, QNH 1026, and expect localizer approach, Ryanair 526.
Okay. So I need to actually turn off the flight director. That is Wien radar, Oscar Echo Charlie Victor Foxtrot.
Oscar Echo Charlie Victor Foxtrot, Wien radar, good evening.
Oscar Echo Charlie Victor Foxtrot, Sierra SR22 requesting taxi to runway 33 for departure to the west via Diessendorf.
Oscar Echo Charlie Victor Foxtrot, taxiing plan runway 33 via Lima. Delta Echo approved.
Taxi runway 33 via Lima and Echo approved. Oscar Echo Charlie Victor Foxtrot. Would be good if I actually.
Oscar Echo Charlie Victor Foxtrot, kindly file a flight plan.
I just did, but it doesn't seem to go through when I refile them.
It has just gone through now. Thank you.
Yeah, look at taxi restrictions. There's no. Where's my taxi chart? There we go, aerodrome chart, that'll be it. Lima. Bravo. Right one way?
Northern 497 and waiting runway 26.
Northern 497. Wind calm 26 cleared for takeoff.
Northern 497, takeoff, runway 26.
I need to listen to myself again. Does that say 15?
Vienna Center Swiss 113 Foxtrot requesting descent sooner or later.
It's flaps 1. Brakes work. He said Lima Bravo, the wind is coming from the south, so I imagine that's what he wants me to do. So it's going to be takeoff, right hand traffic.
Vienna Center Swiss 113 Foxtrot requesting descent.
113 Foxtrot, descend 170 to be level at Lima. Correction to be level at Baruch.
Descend to flight level 170, fly via Baruch. Swiss 113 Foxtrot.
Okay, go Charlie Victor Foxtrot, you have turned towards runway 15. Are you able runway 15 departure?
Yeah, FM. We can do 15. I heard you say Bravo. That's why. Because he said Lima, Bravo, and Bravo is the taxiway from runway 15, and I need to check what I actually said or what he said because it's getting confusing. It is also 11:15 at night.
Ryanair 526, you cleared localize at DME East approach.
Clear localized DME approach, Ryanair 526.
Green Radar, good evening, Lufthansa 427. I'm still a ways away, but I was wondering if you would be able to give me the active star for Wien by any chance?
Lufthansa 427 Wien Radar, very good evening. You may expect Mikov 7 VC arrival. Runway in use in Vienna is determined by the ETIS online 12295.
Mikov 7 Whiskey arrival and copy on the runway 29er, thank you very much.
And please call Wien Radar 134675 when reaching Mikov.
134675 when reaching Mikov. Roger, Lufthansa 427, thank you.
Northland 497 Wien Radar, radar contact.
Northern 497, via Mokhtan 3 Hotel, climb to 160.
Oscar Victor Foxtrot ready.
Oscar Echo Charlie Victor Foxtrot ready.
Oscar Victor Foxtrot, you cleared to exit CTR, departure runway 15, right turn approved. Leave via Teisendorf 7,000 feet, below QNH 1026.
Cleared takeoff, runway 15, right turn out after departure, cleared to Teisendorf, not above 7,000 feet, QNH 1026, Oscar Victor Foxtrot.
Oscar Victor Foxtrot, the read back is correct. Wind calm, runway 15, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared takeoff, runway 15, Oscar Victor Foxtrot. So right turn out, and then not above 7,000 feet for the... we're going to take the full length, because the sooner we get up in the air and start climbing, the quicker we can avoid that big ass mountain on the right there. Takeoff roll, let's put the strobe lights on. They are on, grand. Slowly advance the throttle. Full gas. 69 knots for the takeoff. So I'll give it there, 65, 67, so there we go, rotate up. Hold it just off. I've got a positive rate of climb and I've got a good speed, so pitching up. Climbing out now. I'm going to fly straight and level until we're at the end of the runway, and then I'm going to make that right turn. 2,500 feet for the circuit and 7,000 for the VFR clearance. Still got the flaps in, but that's okay, right? Flaps one out. Okay, now at the circuit altitude, right turn now.
Ryanair 526 wind calm, runway 26 cleared to land. Northland 497, monitor Unicorn 123, bye.
Over crossover now, we're not above 7,000 feet, so
Connect Unicorn.
gonna look for about 330 degrees, that's the runway heading. There you go, there's the runway, so that's a pretty big sign that we're all good. The right turn out there. Now I'm looking for the VRP Teisendorf. We're basically looking for a road. There's two roads. There's the major motorway, which looks like this one here. And there's a minor road which kind of goes a bit the other way.
Last station, static only.
Yeah, let's just get up the little map. Yeah, so there's the road here. We're going the right direction, so Teisendorf there. We've got to be above 8,000 feet by the time we get to the Stein Pass that we're going to use here. So one of these mountains is the Stein Pass. We're going to kind of cut the corner off.
Terry 15 Lima, you can come up to date tonight.
Vienna, good evening. Union 2274, flight level 360 inbound Simba with you.
Union 2274, Wien, radar, contact.
Switching to Unicom Qatari 15 Lima, thanks for the feedback.
Like this.
So is 113 Foxtrot, direct Whiskey 956.
Direct would do the 956.
So this is Teisendorf up there. That's the village.
3 Foxtrot.
No, that's probably the next one. Traunstein. Oscar Victor Foxtrot overhead Teisendorf 6,500.
Oscar Victor Foxtrot, you may leave frequency, have a good evening.
Leaving frequency, Oscar Victor Foxtrot, thanks, bye.
So is 113 Foxtrot, Wien, radar 134, 675.
Just switch over to Unicom now, and we're going to make our crazy left turn now that we've left the Salzburg CTR. We're basically aiming for this point here, Weidring, and we've got to avoid this 12,000 feet above sea level, what do you call that, danger zone. So I'm going to turn left to heading off directly. No, actually I'm going to go nearly south. And now the altitude of the pass is about 6,000 feet, so we want to be at 8,000. Now that we've left his controlled airspace, we can do that. So I'm going to climb up to 8,000 feet now. About 1,000 feet per minute. This aircraft has fantastic performance, like absolutely wonderful. To 8,000 feet. Still need to drink water. Keep drinking water. All the lights are on. Let's put the icing stuff on. So you can see we're basically just heading straight towards this point here. It just means... I mean, we could also... What's this restricted? This is above 11,000, so that's okay. As long as we are below 11,000 for this bit here, it's no problem. The reason it's restricted is that's actually the approach path for the... and this is also one of the approaches. So we're basically going to just snoop in underneath that through here, Vogel, and then straight towards Innsbruck. Maybe take the nice, fun Fern approach again. Let me just check the wind at Innsbruck. So Salzburg was 3 knots from 160. Lowy, Innsbruck 1702, so actually we could land whichever one we wanted to. Just going to use the visual points. Now we can't really determine a visual point for stuff like airspace, so you kind of need to have a GPS on you, otherwise it doesn't really work. We're still climbing up to 8,500, I'm going to set 9,000. And 8, we might as well make it 10 while we're at it. We are going to the west, so we want an even flight level, not something like 9,000 feet, we want 10,000 feet for example. Okay, looks like if we make that left turn now, we will be skipping the tracks. I'm going to set heading 180, so we're coming straight down into this little nook here is basically what we're aiming for. We're kind of just going to sort of barely scrape through. We're aiming for a very, very small piece of airspace right now, so there you go. Even when you're flying in the air, you can still avoid things with the skin of your teeth. So it's going to be somewhere over there, I think. We will have to see what actually happens. May well be that we're miles above the whole thing anyway, and this has all just been one big silly thing, because it looks like, actually I've got that same marking here, if we zoom in, yeah, that's where we are. So there's a danger zone, there's the airspace. We're already kind of crossing over it, so this is not such a high mountain pass as expected, but the mountains are at 6,000 feet, so we're just going to turn right, follow the valley, so that's going to be down that way really. Get any mountain effects, or are we just going to cruise over this as if nothing's happening? Yeah, a little bit of turbulence, a little bit of bump. Okay, we're in the airspace now, we're back in Austria, we just left into Germany, so Germany was just behind us, we're back in Austria now. We're going to turn to follow this river here, so that's about 240 degrees. So the river is basically where the road goes. The road will take us eventually to St. Johann in Tyrol. And then from there we can turn right and go through the top half of Wilder Kaiser, with the Wilder Kaiser mountains on the right. So actually we're going to go basically there. You can see Wilder Kaiser here. Kufstein's just north of that. And we're currently flying towards, what are we flying towards? Some big mountains, that's what. I'm not sure I like those big mountains. I think it's the Steinen and Meer. Any case, we're just going to snoop around to the right a little bit, and then basically aim is to go down this valley here. So we might as well just do that. We've got our maximum speed now. I'm actually going to mixture set properly, with the altitude reduced to about 55%. 60% power. There we go. Very, very tall mountains here. They're very kind of upright, cliffy. So if we follow the valley around completely, let's just switch over to this so you can see. This valley here ends up in St. Johann in Tyrol, and then if we carried on going down there, we'd end up in Kitzbühel. We're going to carry on right here, so we go through Söll and going and Wilder Kaiser. It's not worth going apparently. It's long. Anyway. And then we'll turn left into the Inn Valley and make a debating straight into 6 or crazy nonsense runway 08. By crazy nonsense I mean I will do everything, I will make it absolutely mental. Bit of turbulence there coming in over the mountain on the left there. Now the Google Maps, come on, look at that, you've got each individual stone popping up. It is a fantastic mod. And you really get a better immersion actually from that than you do with the big maps. The big maps is kind of blurry in comparison. Okay, so here's the Wilder Kaiser, a very nice area for VFR and rock climbing. We're going to basically turn into that. That's where I want to be, so... Right, heading... let's go like 20 degrees to the west. 250. 250 is probably going to take us right into the mountain, note me. Let's aim for this gap here, enter the Inn Valley, cross it, and then hug the Nordkette as we come down. So we're just coming in over LOIJ, St. Johann in Tyrol. That is a little tiny airport somewhere over here, over yonder. Wonder if we'll actually see it. So there's St. Johann itself. There's the little airport, tiny wee thing. And then Kitzbühel will be somewhere around the corner there. So we've done a nice little round flight today. We went from Kufstein to Zell am See, touched in Goad, flew over the Steinen Meer, which is a pretty tall mountain actually. Did a straight-in approach to Salzburg after some encounters with the air traffic control. Landed at Salzburg after one touch and go, and then told the controller we'd like to go back to Innsbruck, but we'd like to leave our particular VFR routing. He gave us the routing. We taxied deliberately the wrong direction. I don't know why we did that. He said bravo. I'm sure I'll need to check that. Still don't know what he actually said. Anyway, oh no, it's the horrific junction. This motorway, this junction here is nasty. Oh, you don't want to do that, trust me. It's like you go underneath and then you pop up around and it's like, ooh. There it is, that's the exact one I'm talking about. That is a nightmare to drive because it's a very short slip road. And then this bit here is full of random traffic lights that make no sense. And then eventually it splits off either towards Kitzbühel that way, or you go this way towards Innsbruck basically. So that's Kitzbühel down there. Kitzbühel. This is the Hahnenkamm. The Wilder Kaiser is these mountains on the right. They're not looking as crisp as the other mountains, unfortunately. Behind there we have the Kufsteins on this side. This is a lovely little lake. I'll find the name out very quickly. It's called the Hintersteiner See. There. Schäfer and Wilder Kaiser Söll. There we go, it's a lovely view. And then at the back you can see all the big mountains of Austria. So this is actually the Kitzsteinhorn, the Großglockner, all of the tall ones, the ones with the glaciers on them. And then a horrific mine. This area has actually got quite a few mines. It's quite known for silver actually, back in the day. So going for 270 degrees. Actually no, I'm not going to go that way, I want to go for the gap. Yeah, I'm going to go through that gap there. We'll keep it at 8.5 for now. It's going to take a while to get to Innsbruck, to be honest. We're just going to be flying down the Inn Valley. It's like 20 miles of just 20 miles at 140 mile an hour. How long is that going to take? 20 divided by 140. 1/7 of an hour. It's about 8 minutes. It's not too bad. 8 minutes. But what's our ground speed? Where's the ground speed on this thing? It seems like it's really pointless that you don't have the ground speed. Probably should also put the altitude reporting on. Oh, it is on, that's good. Station closing shortly. There we go, so he's closed now. We don't have any air traffic control, and Graz is the only ATIS that's online. Vienna radar as well, but we're nowhere near any of those places, so that's no point to us. Innsbruck traffic, Oscar Echo Charlie Victor Foxtrot coming in through Söll, Wilde Kaiser, Wörgl, and then following down the Intal localizer runway 26, circling 208, or just straight in 26. We'll see what we feel like. One of the most informal radio things I've ever done, but it was informative. So LOIK just coming into sight there. That's the wheatgrass strip. That's where we started our journey, somewhere down there. I don't actually know how you find that thing. Hey, oi oi. What's all this then? That was just an altimeter shift. This is, what's it called? Hohe Salve. Nice mountain. Lovely ski area up there when it's got snow. But it hasn't got snow, not so much. Look at that lever. Look at it. Lovely. Turn boost pump on before switching fuel tanks. There you go. So we're just switching over to the left now to balance this out. You see we've got about a fuel discrepancy of about 5 litres. There we go. We're now entering the Intal. Fly down the entire Intal. Should we stick to the Nordkette? Should we go over the Nordkette? Let's do that. Let's do over the Nordkette. Drop down to Seefeld and then nosedive to the runway. Right, up to 14,000 then. No, 13,000 I think it is. If the plane will even do it. I'm going to let the speed come down to about 100 knots. Overhead Wörgl now. And back here we're going to have the Alpbachtal. Somewhere. So there's Hopfgarten. There we've got Westendorf. Mountains of Westendorf. And then over here somewhere is a nice mountain road that takes you to Alpbachtal, Kramsach. And then we're just going to go for a fly over the Nordkette. Why not? Should be fun. Now the only problem is, how do we descend when we get to the other side? But that's a problem for later, Johnny, not a problem for Johnny right now. You know, we could also just do a nosedive. We shouldn't, but we could. Just passing 10,000 feet there, so we can actually turn off the landing lights now. Let's do a nice tour. Reaching 110 knots now, so I'll start reducing the descent rate once we get below 105. So probably about now, let's reduce it. Go to 500 feet per minute, we'll start climbing a bit better. We're just coming actually up to Rattenberg right now, so that's this village here, hiding. there underneath the thing. Now we should, I say, probably fly the approach a little bit more off in an orthodox manner, shall we say. So just looking, is there anyone over there? No wind data, what is that nonsense? $11,300. Let's just check we're getting the good amount of power from the engine. So I'm just going to quickly adjust the mixture. Yeah, that needs to go down a bit, so. There we go. We just adjust it so that the fuel flow is correct. We're at full power now. We want to have a good fuel flow, and the fuel flow is better at higher altitudes when you put less fuel in, because the density of the fuel plays a big role. Okay, that's the Zugspitze over there. We've got the real mountains of the Nordkette we're coming in over now. This is the Zillertal, this is Rattenburg and Brixleg right here. Just over there we have Jenbach, and the Achensee is coming up just under the nose in a few minutes. We're still climbing nicely to 12,000, 13,000 feet. I'm going to turn left now, heading 245, just to keep us kind of pointing. We're going to go for this little nook here. In that little nook should hopefully be the backside of Seefeld, and then we can descend over the top of Seefeld and have a nice little approach in a less orthodox manner. $12,500 now. We're nearly downwind actually. Oh no, there's a change in contrast. But I think you just generally don't notice those as much with Google Maps compared to Bing, because the overall quality is generally so much higher that you don't mind when that little bit there doesn't quite match up to that bit there, because Bing does that too, but the resolution is half. Okay. So there you can see the Achensee is underneath the nose. She's going to pop us outside so you can have a look. Above the trails here. Lovely little place to go climbing just over there, roughly. And here's a nice beach. Lake itself is pretty long. Got Germany over there. So you're flying over the what's known as the Karl-Wendel Mountains. A pretty serious range just north of Innsbruck. Right, there we go. Just like kind of playing as an observer right now. There you go, just increasing the fuel flow again, so we've got a maximum power. Just by adjusting the fuel mixture there. 13,000 is the altitude at which the vectors get done. If you go around from 08 and you have to go all the way back around for an hour of approach, it's pretty much what we do now. Except this whole process happens at a significantly higher speed. I'm going to aim kind of slightly down and left. You can see there's a kind of marked ridge here. If I can hop over that and get into this ridge here, come down that way and then come around, that would be a good option. That's going to be in Charnitz somewhere. So, just over here, so left now. It's about 235 degrees. It's going to cross us into that valley. And the weather for Innsbruck is just loaded in. Got a little bit of cloud at the moment, which is actually perfectly accurate. And then once we're in that valley, interesting weather. Coming around the back of the Bettelwurf, I think. The frames have dropped because of that loaded weather. Please be better. Why is it so bad? There's Innsbruck down there. We're on to potato mode on the... Oh jeez, REX is sometimes really useless. I think I said stop weather synthesis and that's fine. Okay, we're in the valley now. Just gonna turn right, heading west. I'm going to start a descent down. We're going to aim for this point here. This is Scharnitz, and then we've got Leutasch over the other side. So, descent now. Let's go down to about 7,000 feet. So this is basically the Seefeld Olympia region. At the back here we got the Zugspitze. These are the Caravendo Mountains here. This is, I think I've been up that one. Oh, I can't remember the name though. Gleierspitze. And then over here we got the Havelakar, and you kind of go along this ridge. It's very nice. On the other side you've also got a VFR here, so you can really go climbing. Weather is looking decent. We've got Patrickhofen and Glungetze there, and mountains in the back still just hiding. We're doing a visual descent now through the Caravendo Mountains, aiming kind of towards what this one here is the Hohe Munde, which is part of the mountain range in Telfs. We're going to turn around here, down through there, and then join onto basically the Arnav approach. So I'm just going to start the synthesis and see if it does the same nonsense it did before with the frame rate. Basically just resetting REX. So I think 7,000 should be fine. So here's the Seefeld ski area here. We're just coming around the back of that's the Seefelder Spitze, Seefelder Joch, and then we've got the I can't remember the name. Rossspitze, Rosskogel, something like that. There's the Rosskogel itself is that one, and then the Rangerkopf is in front. Village of Scharnitz now, straight underneath the nose. That's this one here. Last village in Austria before Germany, and there's a lovely little crag here for going climbing. And then there's a nice winding road through here that takes you to Leutasch, where there's another couple of wonderful places to go climbing. These walls that you can see here are all amazing for rock climbing, if you can do grade 8B+. And then around the corner here we have Garmisch-Partenkirchen. And over there somewhere we've got Munich. Now we can probably drop the power even more. Try and do a somewhat stable approach this time. I'm going to ask for 1200 feet per minute. And a new throat, because apparently that's just gone. So Seefeld is now the village there on the left. I feel like if we just drop down from that we would be making a bit of a short final. But we're already below 9,000 feet nearly. That is probably about 3,700. It's probably similar altitude to Axams actually, so if we could just keep descending down, I'm actually probably going to join it here and then keep going down from there. Coming down nicely from 9,000. I'm wondering if Volanta has been recording this the entire time, and it has. That is amazing. Map. Hey. Volanta crashed. Okay, so now descending there into Seefeld. I'm going to go over towards Leutasch and we're going to come across down here through, directly down onto Telfs. Just for any climbing geeks amongst you. This is where you go climbing in Leutasch, and up there we've got the Chinesische Mauer, Chinese wall. Really crazy routes on there. And there's also a nice VFR along this ridge above it. Okay, we've got 7,000, so I'm going to select 4,000 now. Seems to be safe. And that should just cut across now to the south. Innsbruck traffic, Oscar, Charlie Victor Foxtrot, overhead Leutasch, turning onto left base 08 via the Inn Valley from Telfs. I have no idea if anyone has a clue what I just said. Still descending nicely, and now the airport is basically at our 9 o'clock around this corner here. This is the ski area of Seefeld, which at the moment is still covered in a fair bit of snow. A lovely ski area, but it's all very slushy at the moment, unfortunately. It's that time of season when the snow starts to go. Got some lovely little lakes over here. This is Telfs, nice little village, city, town, I don't know what they call it here. It's a village to me. We're just coming in over the top now. I'm going to go full idle and basically hope that we can lose enough altitude. But it's looking good. There's Axams now. If we turn left, it's about 150. Some other parts of the ski area here. You can ski down these bits here. Seefeld there going behind us, just dipping below the mountains now. Now there, I've been up the top of that one. I've done this. There's a very lovely loop up there actually. Okay, so we're now descending into the Inn Valley. Just about seeing Foes coming into view now. That's the one with a few buildings there. We've got Kematen here as well. I'm going to make a further left turn shortly, just so we're kind of following that little corner of the river, and then take a final approach there. So height-wise, looking good. I'm actually going to go off the autopilot now, so get rid of that and turn off the flight director. You can see the runway now. So yeah, maybe a bit high. There's one way to remedy that. Make a longer final. So I'm going to follow in here along the right hand side. This is the road from Rangen to Oberperfus. Again, nice little cycling route, to be honest. You come up this lovely hill, so we're going to go down there very shortly. Once we've got our speed below 120, we can put out our flaps and then go down. The Rangen Kopf itself is somewhere up there. Good little ski area there. So let's keep looking at that window now. Good turn final, there's flaps 1, we can do that now. Innsbruck traffic, Oscar, Charlie Victor Foxtrot turning for long final, runway 08, Oberperfus. Oberperfus. Yes. What a nice gentle approach. None of this is actually in the charts or approved. Probably get yelled at, but oh well. We're on the glide path perfectly. Let's just keep 600 feet per minute for now. Trying to keep the pappies in view between the rotating propeller blades. It's actually not such an easy task. Probably 600 feet per minute, it's a 3.5 degree pappy, so it's a bit steeper than your standard 3 degree pappy PAF. I'm from PAF. Yeah, you're just aiming at that aiming point now. Trying to look through the propeller as much as I can, but it's really not so easy. Touchdown. Roll out until Zulu. Zulu takes us back to the flying club and the general aviation apron. How did I miss that? Go home, Johnny. You're tired. There's my uni. There we go. Parking brake on. Avionics off. Engine off. Mixture off. Fuel off. Everything else off. Grand. Plane done. Back at Innsbruck after a little flight from Salzburg. Wait a second, where did you think I went to? Oh, that's hilarious. 50 feet per minute there at Salzburg. Let's have a look at our flight path on Volanta. There we go. So, I'm going to complete that flight now, review the flight. Okay, so it did fix it. I thought we went to Australia for a second. So, here we were at Salzburg, taxi to the north. We did a right turnout departure over Teisendorf, and then went down here, through here, over this pass, down past St. Johann, Almalsol, and then across the Nordkette here in the mountains. This is where we made a kind of crazy final approach here. And then we came in over Insing, Oberberfuss and Carmarthen, and made a nice straight in approach, landed at 50 feet per minute, 65 knots, with a north wind actually, which is very bizarre. 1 hour of flying around in a little VFR plane, that's actually, for me, I prefer that. The airlines are fun, but I don't know, there's more flying involved with that, and there's more freedom as well. You can do what you want. Whereas the airlines, is you're on your route, you do your arrival, you do your ILS, and then you're done. It kind of gets a bit dull. Whereas this is like, oh, I want to fly through the mountains.